When The Big Lebowski premiered in 1998, few predicted the Coen Brothers' oddball stoner comedy would become iconic. The movie followed Jeffrey the Dude Lebowski, an eccentric slacker and avid bowler, thrust into a bizarre kidnapping scheme beyond his hazy comprehension. While smart and hilarious, the film initially bewildered audiences and critics alike. But over the years, The Big Lebowski has morphed into a full-blown cultural phenomenon, thanks to Jeff Bridges' legendary performance as the Dude and the Coen Brothers' singularly bizarre vision. Join Facts First as we pull back the curtain on the making of The Big Lebowski. Method Dude. Jeff Bridges didn't simply learn the Dude's lines, he ritualistically stepped into character before every scene. He would first confirm with the Coen Brothers, did his dudeness get ripped on the way here? If they affirmed that the Dude had recently toked, Bridges activated his marijuana muse. He'd vigorously rub his eyes until they glowed pink, vocalizing in the Dude's signature raspy tone. But Bridges didn't only prep physically, he focused internally, repeating Dudeisms like the rug really tied the room together until fully inhabiting the affable slacker's wandering mind. Between takes, Bridges circled the set, rambling stream of consciousness riffs about his stolen car and soiled rugs, bouncing notions off cast and crew to sharpen his motivation. The Coens just let him meander in character, marveling at his dedication. No matter how many times they yelled cut over 10 grueling months, Bridges remained their Dude, never once breaking his pot-infused haze. Anti-ad lib. The Dude's rambling, fragmented speech seems quasi-improvised, but Bridges strictly avoided going off-book once the cameras rolled, recognizing that the Dude's voice lived in the Coens' eccentric scripting. Every non-sequitur and meandering tangent grew from their minds, not from spur-of-the-moment riffs. Still, Bridges couldn't resist probing the brothers in rehearsals, questioning odd pauses. Why the break here? Why repeat that? The Coens patiently explained the unique rhythms and meanings underpinning the Dude's mumbling musings. Bridges locked in the subtext, understanding how one word could undo the Dude's delicate spell. Not-So-Mellow Dude. Considering how completely Bridges channeled the Dude's essence, it may surprise fans to learn he wasn't the Coen brothers' first choice. They originally wrote the part for action star Mel Gibson, who turned it down. The Coens next eyed Jeff Dowd, the real-life radical activist who had loosely inspired the concept. Casting the actual rabble-rousing film publicist intrigued them, but while Dowd supplied the Dude's DNA, the brothers knew translating that to the screen would require acting chops beyond his abilities. They needed someone capable of blending the Dude's complex contradictions into a fully realized character. And they realized no one could walk that tightrope quite like Bridges. When he slipped on jelly sandals, Bridges immediately embodied everything that made the Dude so indelible. The pacifist with a hot temper, the thinker who didn't think too much, the slacker with perfect bowling form. Rug stitching. No prop defines the Dude more than the rug that really tied his room together. Its soiling by thugs who mistake the Dude for a millionaire Lebowski kicks off the whole gonzo plot. According to production designer Rick Heinrichs, the concept for the Persian rug grew from a real carpet the Coens noticed while scouting LA bowling alleys for filming locales. Struck by its worn, well-loved quality, they tasked master rug maker Adair Bey to hand-stitch a similar rug from antique remnants. Adair wove an eclectic tapestry mirroring the Dude's hodgepodge life, fusing chaotic threads into harmony. The rug added earthy texture, grounding the story with something tangible amidst the swirling chaos surrounding the Dude. Lane Masters. So audiences would believe the Dude, Walter, and Donnie as lifelong bowling devotees, the Coen brothers hired coach Barry Asher to train the lead actors on proper technique. Their moves needed to exhibit real skill, smooth backswings, steady footsteps, loose wrist flicks. So Asher rigorously drilled them on grip, angles, releases, until they could fluidly glide down lanes like seasoned pros. Watching initial takes, the Coens noticed Bridges still carried too much tension while Goodman bent his elbow too early. Asher methodically ironed out these kinks through repeated drills. Soon, Bridges loosened up, rolling his shoulder as he swung. Goodman kept his arm straighter, his ball staying truer down the middle. Thanks to Asher's behind-the-scenes coaching, the cast convincingly channeled lifelong Lane masters. Backwards Man. The briefcase toss scene required filming an important action in reverse through clever practical effects. As scripted, the case full of money gets angrily flung onto the road from the moving car stolen from the dude. But actor Mark Pellegrino struggled tossing the bulky case cleanly out the driver's window while speeding down the street. So crew members lobbed the case into the back seat from just off camera as Pellegrino mimed the throwing motion in reverse. When the footage plays forward, it appears Pellegrino flung the suitcase out the window perfectly on the first take. The Coens lavish praise on Pellegrino for nailing the sight gag the moment called for, but it was actually creative editing and behind-the-scenes ingenuity that captured the split-second shot. One-of-a-kind dude. Over 2 decades since The Big Lebowski's release, the Coen Brothers' shaggy stoner noir stands alone as a true one-of-a-kind cinematic achievement. No movie before or since has matched its unique recipe blending loopy comedy, weird mystery, and bowling intrigue. At the center stands Jeff Bridges' career-defining performance as the dude. His bathrobed charm proved so indelible, he landed among the elite company of fictional characters who transcend their stories, like Darth Vader or Gandalf. The dude surpasses even those legendary figures to become the ultimate modern folk hero, the amiable radical rebelling against convention through pacifism and White Russians. Tuning in. The Big Lebowski soundtrack features an eclectic mix of Dylan, Nina Simone, Elvis Costello, and more. But music supervisor T-Bone Burnett almost missed a perfect fit, Townes Van Zant's cover of the Rolling Stones' Dead Flowers. Burnett knew the breezy country vibe suitably scored The Stranger's intro. Yet licensing disputes around the Stones song initially sunk costs too high. But Burnett kept negotiating with lawyers until securing affordable rights just before filming the scene. He then convinced executive producer Mark Johnson to help cover remaining expenses to include the tune Burnett called the connective tissue for the movie. Thanks to some persistent wrangling, he curated a masterful musical tapestry spanning eras and genres. Found papers. Sharp-eyed fans may notice the brief close-up inside the stolen car showing math homework seemingly belonging to a student named Maurice. This real-life found paper made it into the movie through an eccentric back channel. The page originated from an LA substitute teacher who once confiscated homework from a disruptive student named Maurice. The paper detailed his father's stolen car being oddly returned a week later with different papers inside. When the teacher's cousin heard this bizarre tale at a family dinner, she mentioned it to her filmmaker friends, the Coen Brothers, who immediately asked for Maurice's actual homework as a prop. Now it's time to hear from you. Which of these stories was most surprising to hear about? Let us know in the comments section below.